Will Arsenal? Sinong is out in Rustenburg.
Stop saying Arsenal will be Arsenal anymore. Whatever you are saying, you have to call me when Arsenal wins the league. But then the position and will call me back.
Let's go to Tato.
I've been getting into my car at 6 o'clock every day. I can't recall you saying Arsenal this whole season. Today, I heard it. Today, I heard it. And I'm like, what's going on?
The legendary Goldman Go, Max Maponyane. Max, I wanted to welcome Caesar Mabena back to the SABC. Click, back.
I remember when I was with Sizwe and the late Gabo Manyapelo. There was a time when we had to initiate him. You know, the good old days when the TV has to close at 12 o'clock. There will be those rainbow colors.
The color bars, yes.
So sending him to the van to ask for color bars.
I thought I heard cannabis. so I go to the van. Upra, Max, but that's really cannabis. So I didn't even ask for color bars. I asked for cannabis.
Max, how you know, man?
Sky is the limit, and you know that you can have what you want, be what you want, have what you want, be what you want.
Sports Night Amplified with Ndile on Metro FM. Monday through Friday, 6 to 7 p.m. Game over.
Exactly 9 after the hour 6 on the Mighty Metro FM. Welcome to it. A big thank you and a big shout out to the team that comes before us. It's led by Thibaut Touch and Lude Love every single weekday between 3 and 6. Amazing radio. The biggest guest in South Africa as far as entertainment is concerned. Trust me, when they get that invite to say Thibaut Touch and Lude Love are calling, whoever they are, wherever they are around the world, they're going to be on Metro FM, and they roll out a red carpet for us here on Sports That Amplified with Andile. It's exactly 9, about to go 10 after the hour 6. We've got a great show packed for you. It's a Thursday. It's a throwback Thursday. It's not just about sports. It's human stories that even you, regardless of what you do, or as we like to say as Abantabamnyama, irregardless, you can find synergies with it. But before I even tell you about that, let me tell you something. If you have children or even siblings, if you have people that you care about in your life, and you say to them, hey man bega, ungajahampi highway because uzoshayiswa imoto, right? Don't do it. The highway is very busy and cars are deceiving. You're going to think that you're crossing, you're fine, but just don't do it. And you preach this all the time, correct? But one day, they don't listen to you. They cross the road and it's a busy day and they miscalculate how fast they are in relation to how fast the car is. And the science and math, what happens? The car hits them, right? And now they're injured. You don't go and say, you're excited, you're happy, hey, Jablile, because I told you so. No. So Arsenal fans, I am not happy. I say all of this to say this. Yes, you've Arsenaled, but I am not happy. Because I don't think, as a Man United fan, I don't think that, any one person should go through the trauma that you go through every single season. Especially when there's such hope like there was this season. So no, I am not happy. I am not ecstatic. I am not somersaulting. No, I feel your pain and I sympathize with you. It's 11 after the hour 6. When we come back on the other side with a camera that most mocked him for when he first started, he became one of this country's most recognized picture takers in sport. We remember sport through visuals. That's how we remember sport. I'll tell you about some of the favorite pictures that made me fall in love with sport. And then we'll come and speak to a man behind a lens, not at the highest level at the time, but taking pictures of boys that will one day be the biggest superstars. He's at his height right now, nominated for a sport awards. He woke up this morning half in tears. Let's tell his story.
The highly anticipated Metro FM Music Awards are finally here, and the live concert happening with a star-studded lineup of DJs and live performances.
Make some beautiful noise!
On the lineup, Oscar Mbo, Oskido, Dala Tukzin, Makadzi, Lamise Hallworthy, Mtunzi, Luan Dungulu, Boom Shaga, Amos, Naked DJ, and a special live performance by the internationally acclaimed Hoabili.
You can now secure your tickets from 300 Rand at computicket.co.za. Don't miss your chance to be part of this unforgettable celebration 27th April at Mbombela Stadium, Mpumalanga. Hashtag MMA24. Black to the future. Metro FM. It's where you want to be. Hashtag Throwback Thursday on Sports Night Amplified with Andile on Metro FM. Powered by SABC Sport.
13 after the hour 6 on the Mighty Metro FM. It's your favorite show of the week. Throwback Thursday on Sports That Amplified with Andile. I am Andile Ngube on the Mighty Metro FM. We've told some amazing stories on this show. Last week was one of my favorites because it was supposed to be a journey through a commentator's eye, or voice rather, welcoming Sizwe, click, click, bang, my banner back. But you know, everywhere I went for at least a good 3-4 days, after he trended for 2 to 3 days, with everybody ecstatic to have him back on the SABC and on the airwaves again, you know, a lot of people saying it wasn't just a story of a commentator, it was a human story. It was a story that many of us in our daily rat race can align with, can find synergies with, can find, you know, a human point with. And I'm hoping that today is going to be quite the same with my guest. But before that, let's look back at yesterday's result. Starting here locally, there was a game locally. It's Sekhukhune United and Stellenbosch Football Club that ended 1-1. Both teams, some of the best performing teams in South Africa at the moment. So it was great to see, you know, that fixture to kind of feel each other out, because at the moment they're sitting second, Stellenbosch, with 40 points, 13 points adrift of Mamelodi Sundowns, who still have 2 games in hand, and Sekhukhune United are sitting in 4th position with 36 points with 23 matches played. It wasn't the only game though. SuperSport United, they continue now 22 matches, I think, if I'm correct, 22 matches straight, conceding a goal in every match of the last 22. 1-1 last night against Polokwane City. It was Igodaro that scored for them, but it was Apollos, the Bafana striker, who equalized, and it was 1-1, or rather who scored the opener, and it was 1-1 there, meaning SuperSport United yet to hit that wall. And they got a red card as well. Goss getting a red card in that match. So SuperSport United not doing great right now. Gavin Hunt, I'm pretty sure, will have a lot to do come the off-season. It's going to be for next season now, because when you take a look at where this season is, it's not going to be a great finish in that top 3 for SuperSport United as it stands if it continues in this way. There's still opportunity and points to play for in the 7 matches remaining, because they sit on 35 points. But if it continues in this way, it won't be. Champions League football last night. It was the most anticipated night of football last night in the Champions League. 2 matches, 4 teams vying for a spot to dethrone Manchester City as the champions of Europe. Bayern Munich on aggregate beating Arsenal. It was 1-0 last night, but the aggregate score 3-2 in that. And Arsenal, just like that, they were in line for 2. At the moment, they're out of the Champions League and the league is not exactly in their hands anymore. Then you go to the other game, Manchester City and Real Madrid. 1-1, goes to penalties. Silva, I'm pretty sure, right now, still talking to himself about that. City are out. Let's take a break. When we come back, Veno Snap is here.
Let's go.
9 days. That's right. 9 days left to the penultimate Metro FM Music Awards. Hurry and get your tickets now at CompuTicket and don't miss out on South Africa's biggest music awards in Mpumalanga.
And the winner is
Mpumalanga.
Get out of here, man. What more do you want?
Saturday, 27th April.
You are holding the award right now. How excited are you? Very.
Metro FM. Black to the future.
The Tunisian red and yellow outfit want to smile out of the field of play to emphasize why they are also called the smiling one. But Masandawana believe there's a humongous reason wwhy they are Bafana Bastyle. This is the first leg of the Total Energies CAF Champions League semi-final. Experience the exhilaration of African football. ES Tunis FC tackles Mamelodi Sundowns FC live on SABC Sport on DTT Channel 4 and SABC 3 this Saturday, 20 April at 8:30 p.m. Also available on SABC Plus and SABCSport.com. Hashtag We Love It Here. Proudly brought to you by SABC Sport.
Sports Night Amplified with Andile on Metro FM.
Omar Akatugba, UEFA accredited sports journalist, omarsports.com. What's the mood like in Germany? I mean, Bayern have lost the league.
It's still a feeling of shock for some people, but it's a breath of fresh air. I've always said it, that the Bundesliga is very predictable. You know who will win. But now the story has changed, and that change has been brought upon us by Xabi Alonso's inspired Bayer Leverkusen.
Omar is getting a hug from Xabi Alonso after the match. What's going on, Omar? My friend, you've made it.
I'm just privileged. I've not made it yet, but I'm hoping that I'll become a millionaire like you soon.
Mama, I'm a millionaire, but I feel like the only one.
6 to 7 p.m.
Our conversation yesterday there with Omar Kaktukba is out of order, though. Timmy, this friend of ours is out of order. Call Veno Snap like a 15 rand. No. It's 19 after the hour 6 now. Before I introduce my guest, because I'm going to ask him the same question, let me tell you things I remember. You know, I mean, I was also into sports, and I thought I was going to be a sports star one day. It didn't quite work out, but in following sports, when I think back at the things that made me fall in love with sports, Goman Go, a picture of Goman Go in Kaiser Chiefs colors with the perm, wearing both his tape. No, it's tape. It's not armbands, team, man. King, whatever those things are that he wore in here, I'm sure he's listening. He'll text us now. Both on left and right, eh? Because you're used to people wearing one.
Yeah.
Max was wearing both. That picture stood out for me. I was like, wow. He looked like a demigod.
Yeah.
And people, when my uncles would speak about Goman Go, and then you saw that's a picture that came to mind. And then when I came to, I've said this on the radio many times, and to anybody that cares to listen, for me, Dr. Khumalo is one of wristbands. Thank you very much, Mazola. Wristbands. Mazola Molefe, I appreciate it. Wristbands. Dr. Khumalo, for me, is in the top 10 of the greatest soccer players I've ever seen, and is the greatest South African that's ever played the game. For me, he's the GOAT. And I'll never forget the picture of a young Dr. Khumalo with his father. I remember it like it was yesterday. And then there was a picture of Dr. Khumalo in the front of the kickoff when he had signed for Columbus Crew. And when you open inside, he's jogging in America. Yeah? He's jogging, Dr. Khumalo, in America.
Just like that.
The picture of Mkalangwane wa Bebeto, Mkalangwane wa Spusiso Rizuma. These are things that many might take for granted. But for a kid that is in love with the game, Veno Snap, what you do is amazing to us. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much, and thanks to the listeners of Metro FM. Opportunity. We keep memories. We keep beautiful memories. Snaps last forever. Players come and go, but snaps last forever.
What about you? What are some of the snaps that you remember before you took your own? Are there snaps that stand out for you that made you fall in love with the game?
They are. I have snaps of Thabo Mogi. I have snaps of.
Not taken by you. Or
Not
taken
taken
by
by me.
Yes. Tell me about them.
They really inspired
Tsiki
me.
Tsiki.
Tukutuku Makanya against Cyril Nzama. That picture. On that day, they were tormenting Kaizer Chiefs. And one thing that came to my mind was, why don't we have such things, Kokasi? That's how fascinated I was. Or we are seeing this. I used to love reading all those newsletters and magazines. Though I had a big fight with my parents, or how about the book, busy the how. After I covered the book, and then I would be the one who's taking out the covers and putting in images. Fabian McKay, Steve Lukuleya was the thing back then. So my books were covered in those images.
Let me make you laugh. So Lelom Zako says wristbands, right? Mazora Mulefe said wristbands. A good friend of mine, Richard Rachidi, says sweatbands, actually. And then Max Maponyane himself. Okay, actually, no. I'll tell you half past. What Max said? I'll tell you half past. Max said, Max man, get us man. I'll tell you at half past what Mark said. And that's when you fell in love with it. Known as the Eye of God, the guest that we have today to introduce to you is a man called Veno Snap, El Capitano. What Veno did was, at his level where he was, growing up Koval, without access, because if you're Koval, there's no access to big name players. There's no access to the stadium. But then and there, you made a decision that would change your life.
Exactly.
What was that decision?
There's football Koval every weekend.
In every case,
But my point was, if you're the young ones, the photo of Kamomo Kocho with Zinedine Zidane, even in our lifetime, is still relevant. What about these guys? What about Bumaradona Bagokas? Who's going to tell their story?
You decided you're going to tell the story of every township kid that wants to play football.
I'm going to tell the story of every action that happens, Kokasi, irrespective of somebody takes it out, because they are saying, Veno, you're now in the Premier League. Why are you still here? But I'm saying the future Kokasi. On Sunday morning, I wake up, we shoot at the under 11. That's where the future is. Today, I can point so many youngsters and say, you used to. You came from
And I want to do that, but I don't want to start it now, because I want to hold that to say these were people that were playing good dusting that you were taking photos of, that today are on the biggest stage in the world, that today are playing in one of the best league, the PSL, in the world.
And it's so heartwarming. Or right now, I'm snapping them on the next level. And they're
so
making
you grew together.
We grew together. They went their way, and I kept on going my way.
The first pictures of some of the biggest soccer players in this country, the first pictures of them playing soccer come from you, come from your eye, your camera.
That's why I got the name or the phrase, the Eye of God, Kokasi. We got them young, and then the big teams came, but through the snaps, imagine. Not even videos, photos.
Wow. You started with like a following of Batubakoval, a couple of hundred people on Facebook. How many do you sit on now?
1,165,000.
1.16 million people follow your pictures now in South Africa on Facebook and across the world.
And across the world. Some of the photos and some of the videos that I take Kokasi, they trend. They were trending when Messi signed for PSG. They compared those young boys to the trio, Messi, Neymar, and Mbappe. Imagine.
Because there's a track of international players. If you want to see, and that's why we always say it's so difficult overseas, because you see Messi at under 7, at under 9, at under 15. You see the progression, whereas mostly our players, PSL or maybe, in the first division, which is the second division of South African football, but the first division, when they come on there, that's when you see them, this is so and so. there's no track.
There's no
down.
footprint.
There's no footprint, yes.
Well, where is he from? We just know players as they are now. But then we don't have evidence. We don't have that footprint. What was this person doing when he was 10, when he was 11? Nobody cared.
Actually, there used to be an old man when I grew up at Tembisa, a Hospital View, that would, on his bicycle, go around the entire of Tembisa taking pictures. And he would take that picture and he would write the address and whatever, and then he'd go wash them, and then weeks later he'd come around and do the deliveries.
Mm-hmm.
You are the modern day, if I could just remember his name, and I'm sure I will, I think you are the modern day version of that, because that's what you did, Kokasi. You said, I'm going to go around, Kasi. I'm going to take photos of these kids. I'm going to take those memories, because I can tell you now that those photos are about Makaula at my house, at my parents' house, they are treasures.
They have a big meaning. That's why right now I'm grateful. What I'm doing now for these township boys and what's happening in my life and the light that's shining upon my life, I can only thank God, because I've never seen something like this. I've seen photographers while growing up, never feed parachute and then they would pass. But now there's Veno. When you get to a stadium, everyone is chanting Veno this, Veno that. And it's so heartwarming. Imagine from just taking photos. Somebody they used to say, when I camera, we'll see, or it'll feel like I. But today, it's on another level.
Talk to me about your first camera.
I started with a phone.
Phone if you?
A Samsung.
How many years ago was this?
2015.
So was it a decent one?
Not a decent one. But then, those players used to tell me how great those photos were. And now I keep asking them, Buffett, you should have been honest.
So you started with just your phone?
Just the phone. Because nobody would take team photos. Players would just jump into the field and play.
And you said, can I please take team photos?
And I'm saying, can I please? And, they start saying, who are you? Why are you taking those photos? The next thing, everyone wants those photos. I still have them in my phones, in my memories. To say, back then, I took this photo. Today, those guys are legends.
Wow. That is incredible. And then when do you progress from phone to camera?
2017.
2 years later?
2 years later. And now I'm out of university. I'm working somewhere else. And then I have a camera. I have a Canon 750D.
That's a decent camera.
That's a decent starter camera. And then I made the most of it. That's why I normally tell the current generation that don't look at the big machines that I'm using now.
I didn't start yet.
They only came a couple of years back, a year ago. What made me is those small cameras. That's what made Veno Snap. It's not about the equipment. It's about the dedication. I gave everything to this thing. I gave every second.
And you're earning zero. Because you're not selling these photos. You're just taking the photos.
I'm just taking
documenting
and viewing how these boys are like excited to see themselves, and just that warmed my heart. I would take videos, clips, Kasi flavor there and there. People would criticize. Some would say you're doing the most useless thing, but the next thing we take videos of Relebile Mofokeng playing. Everyone is wondering who's this kid. The next thing, Relebile is Relebile.
Let's take a quick break. It's 30 after the hour 6. When we come back, Max, I love you.
Sports Night Amplified with Andile on Metro FM.
The Minister of Sports, Arts and Culture, Minister Zizi Godwa, who joins us on the line where we're speaking a little bit about the sports awards. We love being a part of these awards. We love watching talent that most of it is groomed and seen at the SABC for the first time and seeing them through to when they get their first awards, to when they get their big moments.
On the 5th of May, which will be on Sunday at Sun City Super Bowl, once more we're celebrating the sport excellence.
As much as it is the sports awards, but in a red carpet, man. In a fashion.
And we've got to keep up to standards. If you organize an event, you've got to make sure that you set up certain standards.
6 to 7 p.m. Y'all ready? The Metro FM Music Awards 2024. Flight to the Future.
The nominees for Best Duo or Group: Dem Tuda and The Musical Chef. Inkabi zezwe. Mellow and sleazy. Tito M and Yuppie. The Legacy.
To vote, dial *120 45787 hash. USSD rates charged at R1.50 per minute. The Metro FM Music Awards 2024.
Are you ready for an amazing night?
Brought to you by the Mpumalanga Provincial Government. Visit and explore Mpumalanga, the place of the rising sun. Metro FM, it's where you want to be. T's and C's apply. Hashtag Throwback Thursday on Sports Night Amplified with Ndile on Metro FM. Powered by SABC Sport.
6:32 on the Mighty Metro FM. A little bit earlier, I was describing my memories of football. And, they're always aligned to two people in particular. Although, I can go back to all the teams, but it's always about who your uncles and your peers and everybody was going on about. And in South African history, at a certain time, Goman Go Max Maponyana was a cultural icon and not just a sporting icon. So I was wondering what the two things that he used to wear. I'd forgotten. My mind had a lapse. And we got help from Mazola Molefe, who said they were wristbands. As a journalist and a scribe, I thought, Mazola would know these things. Lelomzaka as well. They know these things because guys, wristbands are for lifting weights. They are called sweatbands. So you wear the sweatbands so that when you sweat, you use the bands. So ke rutile
something.
Get these sweatbands.
It just took my mind to grade 1. So.
Get these sweatbands. Thank you so much. Always appreciate it. Veno, you get your camera. You're shooting now. But let's go back and paint a picture to everybody that's listening now. Veno Snap is our guest. Veno, a boy growing up in the Val, passionately in love with football, plays a little bit of football. When did you realize that I'm never going to be a player? So let me document and let me put a spotlight on someone else who could be great. When did you realize, my dream is not to be in the field? Because you enjoy football as well.
In 2013, in 2013, I was doing my third year at Northwest University. I was studying. I eventually told my friends that I'm not coming to the game today. And then I realized that I'm almost done. When I got there, I didn't even spend 5 minutes. Then another friend of mine tackled me and broke my tibia and fibia.
Yeah, tibia and fibia. That's both legs.
Yeah, both bones.
Yeah, both bones in your leg.
Shin, yeah.
I have the same injury. Take a look at that there.
Apparently, I had like small bones, so I couldn't even go through surgery. They had to balance them for 6 months in a cast.
Wow. Then, I see the way you walk. I just thought,
no, it's a kind of imbalance on the legs. Somebody said to me, you should have done the operation. But then, coming from Kasi, you never believed, you never knew. So,
whatever they say,
it goes. Mama and Papa, they can barely survive. So,
what do Mama and Papa do at the time?
My mom was unemployed. My dad was working wire industry as a galvanizer. They just wrapped the wires, and we were living in a 4-room house. And
so they don't know any better.
They don't know any better.
You don't know any better.
I don't know any better.
If the doctor says this is what you do, this is what you do.
Exactly.
And because I had metal pieces that with screws to keep my bones and legs together for years in my leg. Later on in life, they cut you up again and they take them out. When your when your bones are fully healed, I can imagine the best way to do it. But you were told otherwise.
I wish I had that opportunity. I wish they could afford to do that then, because right now,
yeah, I've always thought, no, it's your swag.
But deep down, I know something could have happened, but it's too late. Because it's not standing in my way, and it never stood in my way.
It stood in your way of your dream, though, which is football.
And sometimes we enjoy the pain, because I feel like the process was not completed like properly. So when it's cold, I get old people problems.
You still feel the injury?
Yeah.
From 2014?
From 2014. If I
10 years later?
If I take 50 stairs, I need to take a stop. I can't run like 100 meters. Can only play small-sided for now.
So the game that hurts you in this way is the game that you've given so much to.
Exactly. It's painful when I think about it, because we all had dreams and aspiration to be something else in life. But then for me, it ended Kokopano Hospital. So the cameras eventually saved my life. Now I'm living through cameras and in football again, but in a different aspect.
I can imagine what it's like to not be on the field, to be pointing your lens at the field when you thought you'd be in front of that camera. Is that something that you sometimes think of when you see, I see Loch, come out of the field and look at you and say, Veno, I see you. I see Tebogo Mokoena. I see Mufokeng. I see Jimmy Tao. All of them. Do you... That should have been me.
Hard. I see some of my former teammates playing professional football, and for them, some of them were still young. I was playing midfield for them. Negiba Pasa. But now they're there and I'm here. But I can't complain. Maybe it was God's will. God was channeling it for me in this direction to say, you got hit. It was painful. But now I'm living through it. I'm trying to live my best life out of football, out of kicking the ball, but through football. It's painful, but you're going to live through it.
Wow. El Capitano, the captain, as he's known, the eye of God, Veno Snap, telling us his story. How is it that he became football's most loved, with over 1 million people that follow his Facebook page? And there he is now. In the biggest games, I go to the stadium to work. Right there, side by side with our cameras, is Veno. Do you make peace with the fact that you'll never play football again then and there? Walk away, pick up cameras later? Or do you still fight it and say, no, this is what I want to do? When does it, because you must make peace with it. When does it settle to say, okay, I'm never going to do this?
I try to make peace. Sometimes I envy the game. My friends are playing. I jump in, try a few passes. There's pain somewhere in my leg.
It's a constant reminder.
It's a constant reminder. I'm at clicks the whole time to say, I played, now I have this. I played, now the ankle is saying this. Because I believe there are some things that were never extracted because the bones were like broken, totally broken. So whenever I get more impact trying to run, there's more pain. But then I have to enjoy and then live through it. It's all gone. It's all gone. It's all in the past now. I can't cry over it. It's God's will. Right now, I'm with the camera. Veno Snap, the eye of God, is making things happen for young boys who are living their dream.
I want to go into that when we come back. I want you to proudly tell us who those young boys are that when you started taking photos of them, there were unknowns playing good dusting, some, and also the outreach things that you do, because we see you. We see you giving them phones every day to say, hey, here, capture your own dreams, take calls, videos so you can send and be great one day. The soccer boots that you get from the professionals and you go give them. I can only imagine what that would have done for me, for somebody to come and give me, soccer boots from Shoes, soccer boots from Doctor, soccer boots from Tiki Tiki, soccer boots from Iwikambule.
And not even demand or ask for anything.
And ask for anything in return. I can imagine what that would have done if somebody said, these are from Jay-Z Queen, here.
Just like that.
Just like that. But I want you to tell me about that. I want to take a quick break. When we come back, I don't know where the time's gone, Veno. I'm so engrossed in your story. It's almost gone.
Checker 6060 delivers the widest range of groceries and more daily. We bring the soul food and the bowls too. Let's go 6060. Meat and spices and fire lighters. Let's go 6060. Your bread and butter and the cheese cutter. Let's go 6060. Baby's nappies and we'll be snappy. Let's go 6060. Get the same in-store range delivered in 60 minutes. Let's go 6060. Royal AM ladies and Lindelani ladies want to showcase who are the real queens of KZN. They both want out of the bottom half. This is the Hollywood Best Super League. Experience the KZN Derby, Royal AM Ladies FC versus Lindelani Ladies FC on Sunday 21 April at 2:30 p.m. Live on SABC 1 and SABC radio stations. Also available on SABC Plus and SABCSport.com. Hashtag we love it here. Proudly brought to you by SABC Sport.
For the love of the game.
Hashtag Throwback Thursday on Sports Night Amplified with Andile on Metro FM. Powered by SABC Sport.
I have a message for you from Morgan Mamila, Coach Morgan Mamila. Warra. Coach that's beat a coach with a license, it must be said. He wants me to say it like that. He says, a well-respected, passionate Veno cameraman. One thing I like about him is that he is visibly there at all the Kasi football tournament matches. Veno is good in talent identification because he can tell you about a young good player from Davidton, from Alex, from Tembisa, etc., etc. He goes on to Mamelodi even. He's all over the place, he says. He's all over of Skomota. I've got another one here from a man that says, no, I'll get to this one. We'll get to this one. But I've got many messages from many people that want to speak to you. And do you see it as talent identification? Because it's impossible for you to go to every Kasi game and salute every single player. Yes, you take pictures of them, but they're the ones that you focus on, and those are the ones that end up somewhere. It is some sort of talent there. It's scouting, isn't it?
It is, and it's not planned. I go to games without any memo, without any script, without any brief, or I'm going to watch this and this and this. I just wake up and hit the road to Sasolbeck. The next thing, if I spot gold, then I take videos. The same videos make rounds. The recent one is currently training somewhere in Northern Cape. Just a small video. 1 minute, 2 minutes. It's good enough.
Who are some of the players that you saw go Kasi first before they signed for anyone?
The youngest one was Rabeti Pito, as at Sundowns. The young one, bubblegum champion, Udribulaja Chepis. And the video trended so much that that's the one that I'm referring to when I say it goes to PSG, it goes to France. So they referred to that team, Perfect Academy, as PSG. The way they were so hard, the way they would rotate the ball and dribble. So with the issue of there's Kagiso Maloka was also at Sundowns. And the big one was Releboile Mufukeng. When really I host tournaments, I host under-23 tournaments, and it gets so packed, and there's too much talent, go Valley anyway. So I used to tell people that this boy is still at school, but they didn't even know about him. I took videos, I took snaps. They started believing. They saw videos of the boy. Couple of months later, the boy was doing magic at Pirates Cup. The next few months, is playing against the Royal AM in the colors of Orlando Pirates. And now people are saying, we knew this boy through Veno. Yes, he was at School of Excellence, but we did not know about him. But I'm hard-warmed to say the little exposure that I'm giving them really make me sleep peacefully, knowing that I've helped somebody.
Do you remember the day you finally got your accreditation, finally got told you can go and work at DSTV Premiership matches?
I remember the day I met Rodman Lefty Shivambu, the legendary Lefty Shivambu.
He's very proud of you, by the way.
The one who opened the doors for me. I was and I'm still his son, and I learned a lot under Lefty Shivambu. And Fatu Wani gave me a chance. Fatu gave me a one-day accreditation to go and photograph Mamelodi Sundowns versus Bidvest Fates, where Pagamani Matlambi scored 2 goals. And he was like, take this. I want to see something. Prove me wrong. Prove me that whatever that you do, go Kasi, you will still do it, go professional. The rest is history. Right now, I'm wearing a jacket full of badges that resemble the tournaments that I've snapped. Looking back, this wouldn't have been possible without dedication.
Who gave you that the captain's band that you're wearing now?
Eventually, it started with Kokasi. They gave me the captain's analytic Timbargi Ben 10. Bafana Bakasi. They thanked me after winning a tournament. Veno, you've been snapping us, you've been documenting us. We can't pay you. We don't have money. But take this armband. Lead us.
Oh, what a beautiful symbol.
Lead us. Leader Gasi Gaufela is the captain of photography. And this one, FIFA Team 1, it's from Qatar World Cup. I got it from Zakele Siwela. And let's see, one from Qatar. I think match officials were wearing this armband. I reckon, this one is a bit tired. Take this one. Now it's FIFA level. Things are elevating.
Listen, got a couple of people that heard that we're going to be talking to you, and they said, let's go on. Tell me if you can, just put your headphones on there. I want you to see if you can tell me who this is. Go for it, Timmy.
Veno. Sugar here, Tiani Mabunda. Just want to say congratulations and all the best. You deserve everything coming your way. You're such a great person, just such a great human being. I always remember the first time when you came on the scene, when we were at Mill Park, only Sundowns versus Bidvet West, and you were so shy. It's totally surprising to see the kind of a person that you are today, such an impact in society, helping out wherever you can, sharing with the multitudes whatever that you have, and that's really great. Seeing you use your platform for the advancement of football and making sure that people have hope. How wonderful it is to see somebody taking their time with your quality and your experience and your ability, but also taking time to go and visit the different locations, different hoods, to help in making sure that people enjoy the feeling that professionals feel even at grassroots. So congratulations, keep on being a good person, keep on taking over and keep on dominating. Sugar here.
Tiani Sugar Mabunda.
Sugar almost made me cry. Game, the first ever game that I snapped a professional, where Mamelodi Sundowns was playing against Bidvest. I think it was cold, and I was shaking, and everything was happening so fast. Sugar was coming to take a corner kick, and he's like, "Boy, don't be scared, man. You are here."
Wow!
Without even knowing me, Sugar came up to me at a corner kick. "Boy, don't be scared. You are here."
Did you take a photo of him that day?
I do have photos of him from that day.
What a story. Because with that photo goes that story.
And the rest was history. You know, I've been a follower of football for many years. I've known Sugar from the days at Black Leopard. And for somebody as outside to give you that motivational words, it's really heartwarming. And Sugar Mabunda, thank you very much for the kindness, Money, for the motivation, and for always believing in me. We used to meet, go local tournaments. He loves football. He loves amateur football, Sugar Mabunda. When I came off a camera, shooter, and I'll sit by. Or Money, come and feel, don't you feel like a bit first. Behind the lens.
I've got somebody else here. Have a listen.
Otso ke morena motlhompheisi lepe mokgekolo mme wa ka ke motho mogolo wa ka se kgone go bolela jale ke tlo bolela ka go motlolo wa ka Pitsi Matlou ngwano ke mo supportile e salo monyane ka dibuka ka di magazine ka moka ke motho ba rata go bala ke fela ke mo fa tsona ke re motlolo mongwe o na le sa se bonang o ya pele e re mothega ka mogora mothega bjalo ka se segolo kurante ba e rata too much ke la tuma ka le nna bentse ke rata ka mogo ke feditse ke mo fa tsona di drama ka moka di all the magazines ke mo fa tsona jwale ke re motlolo tswela pele ka tsona modimo a be le wena o tla o fetisa mo wena a tsebang amen.
Who was it?
My uncle.
Johannes Celeb.
Johannes Celeb.
Your grandmother asked him to send that message because she doesn't have it in her to say something.
My grandmother is 105 years old.
Amazing.
And she still supports me.
She does. 100%. We spoke to her.
She doesn't know what I'm doing because she's old, but she supports me.
And she's so proud of you.
And she always tells me to believe in God. There's no day that I would be with her. And she never tells me, or I must always keep praying. And as for my uncle, he invested so much into my craft as a pensioner. Took some of his money, bought me some of the equipment that I'm using without any expectations. But I told him that one day, I'll make him proud.
You made a lot of people proud. Here's another person you've made proud.
Go tswa modimo a bele lena nna ke nna ntate wa Vincent Mato, France Mato. Itse ke ngwana wa hodileng a rata dibuka di-soccer. Re bentse re mo support-a ka mo rekela di-soccer tšewe re ta bona gore na ko pele ko ta re tela leng se se botse. Jalo se se re a se bona re modimo a mo diele mohau a mo hodishe a mo shireletse a kgone go thuša bana ba modimo tšeo ba di tlhokang bo dikhokho bo eng a ba thuša ba support jalo le yena ka ba moswana bana ba a ba thušang ba lo thuša bana ba hae ka le lengwe la matšatši re modimo a re hodišetse yena ngwano ka mohau wa modimo re a leboa re go tswa modimo e be le lena ka moka le yena go tswa modimo e be le yena modimo a mo šireletse ka dinako tsotlhe mo dibolong ma sepela ke a leboa.
That's your dad.
How did you reach my dad?
That's your father.
That's the person who keeps telling me, I am matching. My dad, when I was from a young age, never went to school. That's why most of my interviews, paid. On supported through it all. My mom, those two.
Tell me about your mom.
My mom is currently a teacher at the foundation phase. Those two are the pillars of my strength. Every time I came in, they never used to love football, but they used to support me. Right now, if like a 12, they're home watching the game. Not because they love that game.
Because they're hoping to see you.
Because they're hoping to see somebody kicking a corner kick. It's orange. And be proud.
Hold on, hold that thought.
Nna ke ne ke nana o tlo raha bolo kathe e tlo ba leihlo la modimo o tlo shuta dinepe ha isale a re shuta a sana le phone a re shuta ka di phone go tloa mono ka bona gore ngwana ona o na le mayang ka camera ke ha tla rekelwa camera a shuta ka camera a shuta bana ba banyane ha ba bapala bo strateng kae le kae jwale ke re ngwana ka go rata ka lerato lena la ba kuranta 13 supporta setšhaba sa Afrika ngwana ka phahamisha o ske wa kgetha nku ka pere tsosha ngwana o mong le o mong o mmonang ana le bogoni kapa ana le thasello eo ya bolo supporta ngwana ka go rata Veno Snap ka pelo tša rona di felletse pele ya pele ngwana ka bea modimo ka pele tlhompho lerato boikokobetso mosebetsing wa hao le basebetsi mmoho le wena o ba tlhompe o ikokobeletse bona ngwana ka modimo tla wa atla amen.
That's your mother.
That's my mother.
What a woman.
A psychologist of note. As big as I am, I always cry going with whatever. Give me water pelo. Papa give me ruti. Geholezi kolapeng la tapelo. Every time they would always say tepa modimo or rapele. Everything is gonna happen. When I told them about this nomination, my mom cried.
You're nominated for the Sports Awards, Best Sports Photographer in South Africa.
She said to me, "Wahopula anosanya go edi gaming neng ke re tsamaya o se bore ntwe thomang e tlo fella kae. Look at you now. This is only the beginning." That's what she told me.
Everything that your parents taught you, because they've just told us what it is there, you are doing now. You are giving back. Soccer boots, phones. You're walking around, you're collecting from other people, and you're giving these things to kids you've never even met, you don't even know.
It's the love. It's the love that I got from home. I'm just passing it to everyone around me. I grew up in a family full of love. And right now, what I'm giving off to the community, and particularly the young ones, it's just I don't know, I'm passing the energy from home to them or whatever that I'm giving them, it's through love, and that's why I'm so dedicated to this. The numbers are big. Everything is getting great, but it's not getting into my head because my trust in
brands
God.
saying we want to partner up with you.
I've got brands calling. I've got people that are working with me, that are guiding me. I have Matumi, I have Semi Mato, my big brother. Those people are supportive. I have people who are calling me to offer things that I never even imagined having. The kind of equipment that I'm using now, I could tell you that it was donated by a company out of nothing. I did not even know that company. But here I am today as the eye of God, giving the best content South Africa could ever get through my camera, either videos or photographs.
Veno, we brought you here to tell you that we see you as you see others through that little eye. Congratulations on your nomination. It is by no means a measure of what you do, because what you do is bigger than that. And one day when we tell the story of our generation and our time, we'll tell it through your eyes.
When you touch or when you involve my family, you touch my heart. That's why I couldn't hold it. Those people back in Limpopo, in the Val, they mean so much to me. It's family before the streets for me. As much as I'm doing it for the township, the family is also getting the shine. And I'm grateful that God is continuously blessing us every day.
Thank you for coming in. Thank you for having a conversation with me. I appreciate you. I'll see you at the stadium.
Like I always say, thanks for the love. Thanks for having me.
And what people don't know that I must say here is many times when you're listening to Throwback Thursday, it's sometimes stories that we collaborate with Veno on from what he's seen, and we put them on the air here. And we've done it before. With Tabora Khale, we've done it. With many Sia, we've done it. I appreciate you. Thank you. And I pray and wish for you everything.
Opportunity, the platform to tell my story. This is only the beginning.
Veno Snap, he's out of the building. It's almost 7 o'clock, top of the hour. Many right now are listening with pen and paper in hand to write something that I'm going to say that they're going to use on a girl they're going to be speaking to sometime during the week.
No, you can do it to me.
Nah.
You can do it with me.
No, I'm going to type ya.
Okay, no, it's fine.
I'll type ya.
Like, maybe if you wanted to just continue to just wax little carling.
No. It's not wax lyrically anymore. You don't know what the young ones are calling it. It's Riz now.
Oh,
it's the Riz, yes.
Na kitwa kasi so how Riz kina nento tse dingwe bona that we can't talk about.
Okay, I hear you. You good?
Man, great.
Hey, you got another shift coming.
Yeah, standing in, of course, again for Faith Mangope, Metro FM Talk between 7 and 9. Plenty we're talking about. So we're picking up on a conversation we had on Tuesday about the relevance of the Black consciousness movement. It is 30 years of democracy, and these are the kinds of chats we want to have. Is what Steve Biko was championing before he passed in 1977 still something that is to be, that is relevant in post-democratic South Africa? Is it something that black people are still about? So we're going to be having a conversation with that. That's after 8, a panel of 4 experts. And then, of course, we're going to start the conversation. It's election year, but it's not only South Africa's election year. Our neighbors, Botswana, are also going to be electing, potentially, a new president.
Wow.
In studio tonight, I've got a man that wants to be the next president of Botswana, the man that wants to take over from Mokgweetsi Masisi. His name is Dumelang Saleshando. He's going to be chatting to us about what his party, the Botswana Congress Party, are offering their people, but also what lessons his party is learning from South Africa, what he's taking from our election race leading up to the 29th of March. Botswana are going to go to the polls in October. So what is he picking up? What is he going to go back home and use? So that's going to be a conversation we have. But then also we are talking, of course, Metro FM Awards. So we're going to be having our partners, AFI, coming to studio and just tell us about the Metro FM Awards and the fashion. Are you going? Are you going to be
I'm
fashioned
going.
up?
I'm not a fashion guy. I can lead fashion.
Okay, so Mamela here, and then the guys from AFI will potentially give you some tips.
All right.
7 to 9, of course, that's we're going to be talking about on Metro FM Talk.
Gotta get out of here. Thank you so much. Matom, Khanach, your boy has done well. Thank you to all of you that invested in a guy from Koshabvili, Gokasi. Look at him now. Thank you for listening. Every single Thursday we do this. We tell stories of ordinary South Africans that have done great things and continue to do great things. My name's Andy Lengube. This has been Sports Not Amplified with Andy Veno. Olapara. Pela pela. And so me.
We don't play games. We wrote the game.
Up in there, it's burning.
Metro FM. It's where you want to be.